Hello, my name's Jack, and this is the story about something that happened to me a long time ago. Once upon a time, just up the hill known as Silver Street, there lived a boy called Jack and his mum, Lily. Jack was not a bad boy. What a weird thing to call somebody bad, or good, even. People called Jack idle, which is another word for lazy, and sometimes Jack's mother would sit alone, and the cares of the world around her would weigh her down, and she'd sing to us then, sadly. Jack, they call you idle Jack. I've done your washing, I've filled your backpack. Can you go to the shops and back? Oh, Jack, Jack, they call you wasteful Jack. They don't see your charm, disarming smile, but can't you stop with spending all my dosh? The cost is lost on you, Jack. You know that I would never call you names like that. I hate the things they call you. They leave me feeling sad. Jack, they call you careless Jack. They don't see that you can't see that rip in your jersey. Oh, Jack, they call you careless Jack. So hurtful. Oh, Jack, you're kind to me. And they don't see your generosity. You make me laugh, your jokes and gaffs. Oh, Jack, come back to who you were the day that you arrived. With countless possibilities, you'd change the world 'cause you survived. Jack, they call you idle Jack. Don't listen to them, you're only human. Oh, Jack, it's not your fault we lost your dad. Oh, Jack. But wait, look, that's how the storybooks describe us. Me and Mum and everything, but what if I just tell you lot what really happened? My wonderful story with all its characters, and maybe you can help me tell my story. Would you like that? I mean, you see, people say you're bad, but I'm not. They say you're idle. But I'm not. They say you're careless. But I'm not. Am I? So, I know how you can help me. I say something and then you copy me, okay? Ready? Don't call me idle. Don't call me bad. Don't call me names. Just call me Jack. 'Cause Jack's my name. Brilliant, well done. So, forget what the books say, 'cause my friend Alicia knows me and she knows I love to move. Alicia and me play with her dog Dynamo. He's so fast, we have to run like the wind to keep up with him. My mum, she'd never say anything, but she looks so disappointed sometimes, like when she asks me to go to the shops and back, and it's just around the corner and I go, but then on the way so much happens. There's Dynamo, my friend Alicia's dog, and when he's in the garden, I reach my hand through the gate and stroke him. He loves that. And then when I get to the shops, there's this man outside who always looks so hungry. I give him something to eat, and then there's nothing left for me and Mum. And then one day, we had nothing left in the world. Everything was gone, except for Daisy, our cow. Here's Daisy. She's very shy though, so if I say her name, would you moo? She likes that. You ready? Daisy! Brilliant, but louder. Daisy! Oh, louder, louder. Daisy! My name is Daisy. I am a cow. My name is Daisy. I'll show you how. I give you milk to drink so fresh. Like clouds on the flesh of my flank. I'm Daisy. The cow. Yes, Daisy. Daisy, the cow. But my mum, Lily, was very sad. I said, my mum, Lily, was very sad. Well, she was sadder than that. But not that sad. She was quite sad. She came to me with tears in her eyes and said, "Oh, my dear son, you have brought me to beggary and ruin. I have not enough money for food for another day. Nothing remains but for us to sell. Daisy, it grieves me sadly, but we must not starve." Oh no, Daisy, but maybe she'll find a new family. Yes. Come on, Daisy. So Daisy and I went up Silver Street, through Sintra Park, over the vaulting log, up the climbing wall, just for fun, past the university, stopped to wave at the swans, of course, and all the way to Early, when before long, I spotted a butcher. Now I know butchers love cows and loads of other animals too, don't they? So Daisy and me were very happy to see him. The butcher asked me where I was taking Daisy, so I said, "I'm selling the poor cow." But what was that in the butcher's hat? Colours galore. Blue, green, and more. I couldn't help but see, and he wanted to show me. So, when he questioned how much for the cow, Well, what could I do? By showing me these beans at the same time, he knew I would say yes. Oh. Bye, Daisy. Thank you, Butcher. Now, call me silly, all you want, but beans are food, and I was hungry, so I ran all the way home, past the university, stopped to wave at the swans, around Central Park and its running track, and all the way home. And when I got home, I called, Mother! Mother! Look what I've got! 5 whole beans! But to my great amazement, my mum was not best pleased. Her patience ran off and she kicked the beans. Just like the footballer she'd always wanted to be. If she were a girl today, she'd be in the Lionesses. Anyway, she kicked the beans into the garden, sending them miles away. Well, not really miles, but a long, long way. Oh, wow. How should she play football now? But she sat down and sobbed. And now, with nothing to eat, we both went hungry to bed. But what we didn't know was that during the night, one of those beans grew. Can you raise your arms up? That's it. And grew. Now you. And grew. Who knew that magic would ensue? Look! Watch it grow. Let's let them rest now, though. In the morning, up I woke, my tummy rumbling, and my room still dark. And outside, I saw an enormous beanstalk, like a ladder to the sky. So I called to my mother, I'll climb up high. And she implores, no, don't go. But I raced downstairs. Whoa, ran to the foot of the stalk, and I climbed and climbed and climbed to the clouds. Can you be the clouds? Oh, fantastic. Till I'd been going for hours and I was exhausted. So I stretched, join in with me, like this, lift your left arm up, and this, lift your right arm up, and this. Elbows in front, hands to the back of your head. Fantastic. But when I got to the top, I looked around and saw nothing but bits of stone and clumps of earth, so I sat on a block of stone, thought of my mum and said, Mum, I miss you, Mum. But then I stood and I thought and I walked to see if there's somewhere I could ask for food or drink, and then, wouldn't you know it, a poorly looking woman appears in the distance, and as she gets close, I see that she's old from her lovely wrinkles and her wise eyes. And then her tattered clothes tell me she's poor. I'm very poor. Then she asks me, do you remember your father? No, I don't know who he is. Mother will never tell me, but bursts into tears and stays upset for days when I ask, and seems afraid even of speaking, like there's some big secret she dare not say. My dear Jack, come, listen, Lauren, don't be shy. I'm not a bad person. Look, sit down there. It's okay. No. Listen. My dear Jack, I have some news. A fairy am I, so don't have the blues. Your father I knew, I looked out for him, but then I lost my magic and sin. I made a mistake, lost all of my power, couldn't keep him safe. No more ivory towers. Your daddy was rich and gave to the poor. The giant came a-knocking at your father's door. Your daddy was kind, the giant tricked him. He killed your daddy, you can't let him win. Your mother begged him to let you both go. The giant said yes, but with one proviso. She must never, ever again talk of what he did or to mention his name. So a long, long way ran she with you. So you must avenge and mend your booze. You gotta teach that giant and take back what's yours. If you don't, you'll always be forlorn. You'll go through trials, but you are chosen to fight. You must take this path to live a happy life. You gotta teach that giant and take back what's yours. 'Cause if you don't, you'll always be forlorn. Do it now. This is the way. And now remember, you'll be punished if you don't obey. So, I continued a long way till finally, just as the sun was setting and the stars started winking in the dark blue sky, I came across the door of a large house, bigger than anything I knew in Reading, and a woman in simple clothes stood by the door. So I asked for somewhere to stay and something small to eat. "Oh, a human!" she said. "A human! My husband, the giant, will go far and wide and won't eat anything but human flesh. He's famous for it. So, oh, yes, let's get you something to eat, then hide you in the oven for the night." She brought food out and took me in, passing through enormous rooms in a grand hall, and then past some dungeons where I heard the groans of the giant's next meals, the people he had chained up, and I thought, I want my mum. I want to go home. But I think the giant's wife knew I was scared because she said, "Oh, they are chained up, poor things, but I do let them out during the day and we play games. My husband, the giant, keeps getting cross because they keep escaping, and then I feed him vegetables I've grown in the garden instead. The one thing that doesn't grow in our garden is beans. He'd love beans, I'm sure." And we continued on up a winding staircase until we reached a big kitchen with an enormous fire, and I forgot my fears and started to enjoy the comfort when suddenly, out of nowhere, I I heard a roar so loud that the room shook. The woman hid me in the oven as the giant declared in a big, loud voice,
Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive, or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread.
He's really scary, isn't he? But it was much louder than that, so if I say the words, can you repeat them and we'll do some giant gestures as well? Ready? Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive, or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread. Oh, that was brilliant. Well done. Oh, my dear, it's nothing. Just the smell of the dungeons where your next meals live. Those poor beggars. No wonder they smell. They're terrified. I mean, wouldn't you be scared if you lived in a dungeon? Anyway, my great, humongous, beautiful, gianty-wianty, those prisoners are not for today. I've done you a nice leek and potato soup for your dinner. But the giant said,
I can certainly smell something human, but it smells closer than the dungeons.
and he sniffed and sniffed and sniffed all over, but couldn't find me. And so finally, he seemed to believe his wife and settled down by the fire and slurped up leek and potato soup noisily. Then he said to his wife, "Bring me my hen." She did so. And then, when his wife went to bed, the giant told the hen to lay over and over again, and I saw that it made golden eggs. I said, golden eggs! And the giant fell asleep and snored so loud that the room shook like a thunderstorm. Who knows how to snore? Can you snore? Oh, that's brilliant. So I left the oven and took the hen. Shh! Shh! The giant! But he slept peacefully on, and running for the door, I found the top of the beanstalk in almost no time at all. And I climbed down and down and down past the clouds. Oh! I wobbled a bit. It was hard with the hen under one arm, but finally, I managed to grasp on and landed at the bottom, safe and sound. Maybe this was something I could do more of. I made a plan to find all the parks in Reading where I could practice climbing just like this. I could be an Olympic climber. I felt different, like something had changed in me and grown up quite a lot. I ran to my mother. dear Jack, I thought you were gone forever. My dear son. And look how strong you've grown in such a little time. But I wanted to show her the hen. Look how rich we'll be. And we were, for a long time, for 3 whole months. But all the time, the beanstalk is there in the garden, and then one morning, I wake up feeling quite sad. And I remember the fairy's words that if I didn't teach that giant a lesson, I would always be forlorn. Well, forlorn means sad, doesn't it? So I have to go back. So I started training every day with Alicia and Dynamo. So left arm up, right arm up, left arm up, right arm up. And I learned how to stretch. Join in with me. Like this. Stretch your right arm really high. And this. Stretch your left arm really high. And this. Both arms forward like you're about to dive. But no one else knew what I was up to. So when I went off to exercise and didn't get much further in my reading book from school, they said, "Idle Jack." "Lazy Jack." Oh. Teachers are so cruel. But I was reading lots, more books than ever before, all about climbing, getting ready for that beanstalk. I agonised over telling my mother, but then one day, I feel ready. So I say, "Mum, I'm going up that beanstalk." "Oh, no, Jack, don't go. The giant will know who you are. He'll kill you for stealing that hen." So I pretended to give up and went to bed. But then the next morning, up I got as early as the robin that sings in the garden and took out a dress from my dressing up box and put it on. Made my cheeks all rosy. Then out I went, looking so different, no one would know it was me. And I climbed to the clouds till I reached the top, and I was exhausted and hungry. So I rested, and then I stretched like this. Stretch your right arm up, this, stretch your left arm up, and this. Ha-ha, that's it, roll your head from side to side, so you're really cool, like me. Ha-ha, oh yes, I am. So, anyway, so by the time night time came, I came across the door again of the woman who was stood there again. And I said, please, fair dame, I am a poor, orphaned girl. Please, give me some food, just a little something to eat. I let a boy in some time since who stole our hen, and my husband, the giant, has never forgiven me. Oh, he shouts and moans and groans and treats me very badly. So, but please, I'm so hungry, so hungry and poor. Well, please. Oh, if you promise you'll hide away so you don't make him angry. So in I go to the house once more, past the hall, and the people in the dungeons who waved to me this time, they were a new lot because the giant's wife had let the others go one by one. Hello. And then we reach the big kitchen, and I eat and then hide in the cupboard this time. And when the giant comes home, he says in his usual way, voice booming to make your ears ring.
Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive, or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread.
Oh, that was brilliant. Well done. Oh, that's some mood.
What? I'm in the mood?
Oh, no, don't worry. You lovely, humongous, gianty wyanty. You're probably just hungry. It makes you angry. Hungry. That's the word, isn't it? And the giant sits at the table while his wife cooks. And he keeps trying to strike her, but she dodges every time. And as he
Yells about his missing hen.
she ignores him, hums to herself, and makes a nice mushroom pie instead with mushrooms from the garden. And eventually, when his wife goes to bed, the giant scoffs up the mushroom pie and drinks red wine by the gallon. Till he fetches his money. And begins to count silver and gold coins. Many, many of them. The way people count sheep to go to sleep, and it sends him off to sleep too. And he snores even louder than before, like a lion and a bear rolled into one. Can you snore again for me? Oh, that's so good. Well done. So I take the chance to tiptoe out of the cupboard, right up to the coins. When suddenly, a little dog appears out of nowhere. Shh. And oh my goodness, it's Dynamo, my friend Alicia's dog, who must have followed me up the Beanstalk and... Shh! Dynamo, the giant! But he snores peacefully on. Can you keep on snoring? So I gather the coins and we tiptoe out of the house, making our way more quickly this time to the top of the Beanstalk and down again. But when I reach the bottom, my mother's not there. And so I race outside, and there's my friend Alicia, who'd sent Dynamo up to find me. She tells me my mother's sick, so we rush to Alicia's place, to my mother's bedside. Oh, my dear son, Jack, is that you? Oh, I have been sick. With fever. Oh, I don't think I've long left on this mortal coil. Oh, my dear. dear son, where have you been? So I show her the coins, and on the news of their wealth, she gets better and better, and we live happily for a long, long time, for 3 whole years. But the beanstalk is still there, and the fairy did say I must obey or I'll never be happy again. So I thought one more journey wouldn't hurt. So up I go in a new disguise. You gotta teach that giant and take back what's yours. Better do. 'Cause if you don't, you'll always be forlorn. Ba-diddle-diddle-diddle. She'll never recognise me now. Please, fair dame, I am a poor orphaned boy. Please, let me in. Oh no, I've had 2 children steal from my husband, the giant, and he takes it out on me. You're not coming in, no way. So I begged and pleaded till she had to say, oh, for goodness sake, come in then, child. We'll hide you from my husband, the giant. Oh, never mind. In the closet. So in I go to the house and eat, then hide. But when the giant comes home, he says again, in his usual way, voice, booming to make your ears ring. Ready?
Fee, fi, fo, fum! I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive, or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread.
Now this time, I don't worry because he's done this twice before, but this time, he searches and searches all over the room and puts his hand on the closet door, but doesn't open it. And I realise I've been holding my breath, but scarcely dare to breathe out as he eats his supper and drinks gallons and gallons of the reddest wine you ever saw. You get it. And then he says to his wife,
Bring me my harp.
she does so. Right, are you happy? I'm off to bed. And the giant commands the harp to play. And it plays the most beautiful music and sends him to sleep as it sings. Gentle giant, sweetly sleep, find yourself in slumber deep. I will keep you safe and sound, and your feet on solid ground. even with the blood of righteous men. I'm with you, your sleep to mend. Hush, giant, hush, giant, hush, hush, gentle giant. Gentle? Has a harp even met this giant? But he seems to work. And the giant falls asleep. And I make off with the harp. Oh, as quickly as I can and as heavy as the harp is. But, oh no, I should have known. The harp calls out.
Master! Master! Master!
Well, of course, it's a magic harp. How many harps do you know who sing song lyrics after all? And the giant wakes up and scrambles after me, and I make off with the harp as quickly as I can, weaving this way and that, and the giant clambers and gambols and staggers and stalks, and he's so big that with each step, even at a walk, he gets closer and closer, and if he hadn't have been drinking so much wine, and if he trained like me, he would definitely have overtaken me, but he can't move like I can. And I run, and I run, and I run, till I get to the top of the beanstalk, and I call for my hatchet! And I clamber down, much more quickly than before, at lightning speed, past the clouds, my legs strong. And when I get to the bottom, Alicia comes running up, and Dynamo carrying the axe in his teeth, and I hack, and hack, and hack. And the beanstalk crashes down with an almighty sound. And the giant and the beanstalk were never seen again. Well, at least not for some time. Then the fairy came along and explained everything to my mother. She had a confession to make. Oh, I was the butcher too. Oh, I gave Jack those beans. I tricked him into taking them so that the beanstalk would grow and he could take back his father's things and you would all be happy again. Now, that harp will play the most beautiful music for you now, and you will live happily ever after, especially because I'm not a butcher. So I brought Daisy back to you too. Now, Jack, I think we might need to teach you what a butcher does. So, here we are, happily living and moving and jumping and dancing whenever we can. And the giant did come back after some time. His wife made him come and apologise. And him and his wife are very happy. He's rather lost the taste for human flesh. He's found beans, because they grow really well in our garden and we share them. Him and his wife are happy and he cooks, and if a little windy. Oh. And remember the fairy said I had to teach that giant. This is what I taught him. Each time I got called a name, did you see that I dropped this apple on the ground? Well, what do you think? Does it look harmed in any way? Still looks like an apple, doesn't it? When we started, it was perfect, and from a distance, it's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with it at all. But let's look inside. Do you see these bruises? You see, people get a bit like this apple when they get called names. They may look okay on the outside, but inside, look at the harm that can be done. All these bruises. So, that's why I say, and you can join in with me. Ready? Don't call me idle. Don't call me bad. Don't call me names. Just call me Jack. 'Cause Jack's my name. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed my story. Now we're going to show you a music video that my friends made all about me.
They call me idle, they call me bad, they call me good, but my name's Jack. They tell me no when I say yes, and they don't know I do my best. And he said fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread. Yeah, that's a mood.
Oh no, don't worry. You lovely, humongous, gianty, you're probably just hungry. It makes you angry. Hangry, that's the word, isn't it? Hangry. Hangry? Yeah, hangry. And he's a giant, your classic baddie. And he's so hungry, he'll score for laddie.
And he said fee, fi, fo, fum.
Fee, fi, fo, fum.
I smell the blood
I smell the blood
of an Englishman.
of an Englishman.
Be he alive
Be he alive
or be he dead,
be he dead,
I'll grind his bones to make my bread.
to make my bread.
They call me idle, they call me bad, they call me good, but my name's Jack. Don't call me idle, don't call me bad, don't call me good, 'cause my name's Jack. So say good job.
Oh, great behaviour. Sure, tell your folk.
I appreciate you, I appreciate you, appreciate you, appreciate you.